Good morning, friends. We are here to discuss about drug abuse and illicit trafficking throughout the world. As you know, about 26 June, that this day is dedicated to observe as International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. When we see the history of India, even in ancient times, somras was consumed by ruling classes, and in 9th century AD, opium was introduced in India. During medieval ages also it was used, and in British times some measures were taken to control drug abuse. Today throughout the world, more than 297 million people are affected by drug abuse. Today it has become the third largest business throughout the world after petroleum and arms trade. When we survey our states, even in UP, more than 38.3% people in rural area of Uttar Pradesh are affected by drug abuse. In Bihar, almost 28.8% people in rural Bihar are affected by drug abuse. Drug abuse causes a lot of problems, diseases just like HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and only if we talk about tobacco. Tobacco is responsible for 40% of cancer cases, and 90% mouth cancer take place only because of tobacco. To control this, an act was enacted in 1985 that is called NDPS Act. It provides so many powers to central government to curb this menace. One NDPS consultative committee is formed through this act, and a fund is also raised to control this and to sensitize the people, to students, and to the citizens of India. Special courts are also there for the cases which have the provision for more than 3 years imprisonment. And when we talk about the penalty and fine, for a smaller quantity possession or consumption, 6 months imprisonment is there, and about 10,000 rupees fine or both. And for the quantity smaller than commercial quantity, they are imprisoned for 10 years, and about 1 lakh, up to 1 lakh rupees of fine is imposed upon them. And for commercial quantity, more than 10 years imprisonment is there, and fine may go up to 2 lakh rupees. And if the crime takes place for second time by the same person after conviction, he may be penalized with death penalty also. So according to this act, this is very stringent action, and through the power of seizure and power of search, it controls drug abuse throughout country. State governments are also empowered to empower their officers. Custom department and other departments of enforcement are also given powers, state police and armed forces also. Even the officers above the rank of sepoy and constable and peon, they can also inform, and in some extent, in some cases, they are also empowered to seize and search. With some exceptions, they are also empowered. And when we see that Narcotic Control Bureau is also there to control, and that is the apex body to coordinate with all other officers, certainly a lot of improvement is there. But to control this, we have to think that if individually we do not think about ourselves, if our families do not think about their members, if schools do not think about their welfare, about their students, certainly it's not possible to control drug abuse throughout the country. Especially our family members and the heads of families, they should show before their children that drug use is disapproved of, and if they give up consuming tobacco, certainly it will work a lot, and the children will think that this is not approved by our family, this is not consumed by any of our family members, so we should also not take. And in the name of privacy, the children should not be given so much liberty. Sometimes they lock their doors, and they change their friends, they change their habits, and they fail in their classes. Their behavior, their eyes are seen, they are very red, and some forgetting is taking place in their behavior, and they are not satisfied, they have become restless. So we should work that ADHD is also taking place among their behavior. If they suffer from such syndromes like attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome, families and schools they should cooperate, and such type of tests should be done upon them, and they must be taught about the consequences of drug abuse. Also, they should be supported, and they should be they should be given psychological support also. And during depression or due to some trauma, some relapse cases also seen there. So the schools, families and society, they are all responsible to control this, and we cannot control only due to these speeches, seminars or webinars. We should also try to be very clear about our stand. If all NGOs demand that we need a tobacco free country, or we need a tobacco free society, so it's possible, and I would like to request our NGOs that we should give a memorandum to our governments, to our enforcement agencies also, that we need tobacco free India to save our young generation from diseases, from depression and from behavioral changes. And if tobacco is not cultivated, if tobacco consumption is near there, so we cannot start from the top. We should start from the bottom, that it should not be cultivated anywhere. Amount does not matter. What matters is the thing which is cultivated, and it will go to the consumer. So its seed should be controlled, and no cultivation should be allowed throughout the country of tobacco. So it's possible if note ban is possible, if log bandi is possible, jati bandi is also possible, and tobacco bandi is also possible. So we should demand this along with all these seminars and sensitization programs. We should also put up these demands through our memorandums to the President of India and to all government enforcement agencies. And if we become tobacco free country, certainly we will be cancer free country, and this day, the 26th June, will also be meaningful. Thank you very much.